team takes the first turret and the second one just shortly after. The Slevin's about to go down, and 9-volt, and whoop, that's Snipe. And that's the team wipe. That's it.
7 minutes in, that's a wipe. Back to combination CCs and max focus challenge, which is happening yet again. Oh, and a whole wipe for Paulo. Paulo with the double kill, and another kill. Just that raw damage combined with Swiggins and Frog initiating.
Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of the Awesomenauts Rumble Doubles Tournament for 2018. My name is Mr. Pillow, and joining with me today is the wonderful, the legend, the Stewie. How you doing, sir?
Yo, I'm good, thanks. Lots to be casting.
Awesome. So we have a bunch of exciting games today, but before we get into everything, just a few basic announcements. First, if you guys aren't aware, we are affiliated with Humble Bundle, so if you want to support Rumble tournaments, by all means, use the affiliate link that we have in our info panels and purchase some video games, and some of the money that you spend will go to charity. Some of the rest of the money that you spend will go to Rumble tournaments and support future events. With that said, we're going to get pretty briskly into the game. With that, we got our winner's final match. It's Machiga versus Game is Love. That's Kotobian Fouls versus Love and Game is Broken. So with that said, basic how our giveaways work. You can type right now who you think is going to win into the chat, and if you guess correctly, you'll be eligible for a giveaway after the match, and you have until the game begins to get your guesses in. On that note, sorry, got tongue-tied. Also, anytime there is a double kill, not just a wipe, but a double kill where one player gets awarded both kills by the game, then the first person to say double into the chat will also get a giveaway. So, with that said, Stewie, what are you thinking about this draft, sir?
So, there's a few unusual things going on. Team Machiga actually first banned Skuldia, which is very uncommon, because Skuldia is not, the typical 2v2 pick. But they're aware that Love is pretty infamous for his Skuldia, so I'm guessing they don't want the Skuldia-Yuri combo against them. Which is, it's pretty logical, and, pretty typical bans except for that. Smiles, Ksenia being pretty good in 2v2, and Frog, because Pals is known as the best Frog in the game, so...
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's really interesting. We actually see Love being played by Yuri. Yuri playing... Love is playing the Yuri, which, is not coming... it's self-evident. Everyone knows Game is Broken is the Yuri player. Like, he's the definitive Yuri player. So, I think I've seen Love's Yuri before, but I guess she's going... I've never seen her play Jimmy, and I've seen Game is Broken play Jimmy, so I guess that's pretty interesting to me, just that dynamic. As far as the actual matchup goes, I would say... Fouls is really hard countered here. He can kind of go in on Yuri, but I feel like they can't kill Yuri before the silence wears off, unless they double silence, which is very possible. I feel like Leon just kind of gets pooped on by Jimmy, and Jimmy can also take the Sentry, and that time bubble is amazing counter initiation on just the way their comp works. So I've got to give it to... As long as Love plays a decent Yuri and, hits her face mine, stuff like that, I think it'll be good. Also, Nadrakos, thank you for the subscription, my good friend. I just realized that notification is totally blocked there. I'll track that over there. What do you think are going to be like the win conditions for each team, Stewie?
So I think that Team Machiga has to let the Sentry take the lead, or at least soak up most of the damage. So when the Leon lands a tongue, he can fight afterwards as well, instead of just tonguing and then having to back off. So I think that they'll win fights as long as they do that. And for Game is Love, maybe a really nice charge in the Sentry, or even the Leon, I guess, could work into maybe a time stow something at the turret, or even just into a time stow and a face mine. That's pretty much a guaranteed guaranteed kill for Team Game is Love.
Indeed. And also, just to answer a question in the chat, K2XL wants to know, wait, can you ban a character and still pick them in your team? And the answer is no. Bans are 2 ways. Anyways, with that said, I'm ready to get into the match if you are, my good sir.
Nope, yeah, sorry.
I was about to say, is that a no? I'm not ready. Need to analyze this stress some more.
Christ, my mic was mute, my bad.
No, you're good. I'm at the 38-second mark. Would you like to give us a countdown?
Yep. Let's go on, go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, and we're off. We got Fouls on the Leon. We got Kotobi playing the Sentry. We got Game is Broken playing the Jimmy and the Lux 5000. And we got Love playing the Yuri. It looks like Invis is going to be taken up right away. There's going to be a little tongue poke. Taking a look at the immediate purchases here, we see Piggy Bank into Stage of Silence in range on the Leon. We see attack speed on Beacon coming out from the Sentry, and that's going to wait a second. There's a charge, Black Call, nothing going to come of it. Medican on Jimmy and Flash Forward on Yuri, who's also having to definitely use that and gets a nice space mine, and they're fighting different targets. Still beginning low there. What do you think about these first picks?
Pretty, standard, especially on the Leon. He kind of needs the silence when tonguing in the Yuri, otherwise he's going to get melted inside of a time bubble. I mean, Sentry right now, the way Sentry works with the aggression, they kind of need the interrogation answering machine, which is the attack speed on Teleburst. It's insanely powerful at the moment, so that's just standard right now.
Right.
Regen on the Jimmy, meaning that they can stay in lane a lot longer. Also can soak up most of the damage, and Flash Forward is something the Game is Broken always likes to get. But I guess it's Love in this instant, but they're used to playing with it, so hopefully they can get some nice speed up plays going on. Also, Fouls going in with some really aggressive tongues, which I really like to see.
Yeah, I don't think he expects kills off him, but he's getting pressure off him, which is good. There's yet to really been a Black Hole landed. A bunch of abilities used. He's going to get that tongue. Well, shouldn't be able to get the kill, but will be able to do a lot of denial with it. Gets that creep, and that's going to... And as long as he mines the space on the Jimmy there, okay, he's not even going to attempt to clear. He's just going to go and heal up. And the first turret chip of the game is going to be coming out. He should be very careful not to... Okay, he's not going to get charged there. Okay, so that's one thing that's going on, and they're just going to continue to do their thing. Mine's being hit on the droids there. Love just kind of clearing that out. She should be very thankful that she used that time bubble before she got toned. I think she realized what was about to happen. Kotobi has
some good game sense.
Yeah,
good
for
game
sure.
sense.
Massive Black Hole coming out. That's, I guess, one of the things that I think Sentry is good in 2v2s. I don't think he's amazing, but I think one of the big things about not Sentry or Durple, etc. in this type of game mode is that it's a lot easier to kite in space. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to land a massive Black Hole and telefrag," because and now see he's actually going to get charged. Yeah, this might be first blood. Yeah, this is 100% first blood. Going to Game is Broken. Kind of misses his abilities there, and then Jimmy manages to find him when he falls back, and that's just a clean charge into time bubble there, and that's kind of the heavy CC into time bubble is kind of the strat that Game is Love is known for, and that's just kind of their signature move, so to speak.
Kotobi almost got caught out again there, but he managed to jump over since Sentry has so many hops. Oh, a very laggy tongue coming out on Love. That's one thing that should be noted.
Look at that. Yeah, Kotobi got trapped there again. He used to be very, very mindful of that. And Game is Broken is making some decent charges. And right now he's only sitting on regen. Once he has danger pins, and I think he might get. I at least would get fire over get the flame DOT because at some point that will help you mark the Leon, and also so inevitably you're going to charge them and they're just going to lag through it, but then they still take a lot of fire damage anyways. But if he can keep that up, he's going to be doing a really good job. What do you think about all these Medican pickups? Do you agree with them?
Yeah, I do actually, because in 2v2, it's all about staying in lane, sustaining, not letting your enemy push. So Medican's a great pickup in a lot of cases. Ooh, Fouls being really low in the time bubble, but he's invisible, so he's going to get out fine.
Yeah.
Fouls plays very aggressive.
Yeah, he definitely does. It's really nice. And he's really going in for those pokes whenever he can see them. He hasn't really been punished for it either. He hasn't translated any of them into kills yet, though. If he might want... I feel like he's popping his load a little bit too early, and I think it's resulting in opportunities where he could be tonguing them into Kotobi aren't getting missed because he's either forced out of lane. But this is going to have to wait. It's like a big fight going out there. After tonguing them in, they chase them off the jump pad, get a double Black Hole, but the time bubble counter initiation is going to be what's needed there. And now they're going to be resetting up. Game is Love going to be taking their creeps. Game is Broken actually going to be going back, and Pal's clearing up the bottom line. But I go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say he picks up one stage of A damage and one stage of health gained from Razzle Wave, which is really nice to see because it's so hard for Red Team at the moment without all the damage upgrades to kill a full health Jimmy.
Yeah. It makes it really hard for like Leon to brawl him. He can get tongued and be silenced and just immediately start dealing damage. I'm kind of skeptical of it, at least not getting danger pins, just because it is so cost efficient and open up things like charge into danger pins into third AA. But I mean, it's not necessary at all.
No, it's not. To be honest, sometimes I don't go when I play Jimmy. But like you say, it's really cost efficient and it can deal probably like a tenth of Leon's health, so maybe he should pick it up soon. At least I hope he does.
Right.
Fowl's whiffing his tongue there. Ooh, Katubi going down.
Yeah, going really low, and that's actually gonna be a frag on Fowls. Kind of proving us right about not really needing that danger pins.
Yeah, that was well played from Team Gamers Love.
And there's gonna be a time bubble there that she can kind of neutralize that, but it also, to a certain degree, I think. How much does Love have to save her time bubble for the black hole, in your opinion? Like, does it kind of like forbid her from using it outside of that specific situation? Like, what happens if she uses it and then like Sentry goes back in with black hole, for example?
Okay, yeah, if they're going aggressive with black hole, they really need to get that kill there and then. Otherwise, the black hole's just gonna spell doom for Machiga. But for Team Love. But I think using it just to chase down kills, as long as they're both pretty healthy, you know, they should be okay. Oh, actually, she doesn't have a black hole there.
Dang, she barely got out of that. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I want to see Fowls trying to tongue into that Katobi more. Because I feel like right now he's using tongue as soon as it's off cooldown, which is good. I'm glad that he's getting that sort of poke damage. But, like, there, tongue and telefrag. And now look how low she is. And if they had the black hole ready, she would have been silenced for, like, forever. Ooh.
Every chance he gets the tongue, he goes for it.
Yeah. And kind of neutral mode here. I kind of feel like people are wondering when is Pillow gonna be stupid and be like, "Where's Micey the Mech Pilot?" But I don't think he should be picking that up yet. He's gonna be barely getting out of there. I actually think that full missiles will probably be better here because that just lets you kind of explode Leon, and Micey isn't going to do much versus Sentry here, I don't think. Big fight. Big fight going out here. Yeah, he's going to get caught. Yeah, he got caught by the charge, but the time bubble counter initiation just barely in time. Really needs to be careful of that because he charged and they took the jump pad, and they just knew to put the black hole at the top of the jump pad trajectory. I think he wouldn't have even needed the counter initiation if he just took the jump pad and then just charged to the right.
Yeah, if he saves the charge though, in most situations, as long as he doesn't get silenced in the black hole, he should be okay.
It's also worth noting how good like heal on dash and shield on dash is, because sometimes tongue cancels out charge. It's actually kind of buggy, like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but even then, like, he can easily tank in the black holes and all that with charge, and that would actually make their life a lot easier, because that ends up like being what I think of it as like a 90% staggered shield, because you have that 45% shield, then you have 45%, you have whatever you healed after that, so it's basically a staggered shield in my opinion.
Yeah. Worth knowing, I think Katobi picked up dog tags, and if I'm correct, that stacks with the attack speed on Telebis at the moment, right?
So I don't know if it's accurate, but on Knots Builder, if you select those two upgrades on Sentry, it says that his attacks per second is 10, so that,
wow.
I don't know if that's an actual thing, but
that actually doesn't seem too far-fetched.
Yeah, it's a lot of attacks. I'm pretty sure it's multiplicative, or however you say that. Multiplicative. Katobi gonna be charging off that missiles, and now there's the black hole. There's gonna be massive black hole. Katobi's barely getting out, and really lucky that Love wasn't able to use that time bubble to get out, to be perfectly honest. Got really ballsy with the with just trying to tank the missile barrage there. And honestly, if that's an example, if Gamers Brooklyn did have danger pins there, that was 100% a frag. Now they got their full health. He's invis. He might go for it here. He's definitely thinking about it. I think he was afraid he was about to get tongued into telefrag there, actually, but
Yep.
yeah, he's gonna be chilling. If he had managed to get that charge off there on both of them, I think that fight would have gone okay, just because of the time bubble. But it would have been.
He was waiting on the other side.
Yeah, but it would have been really close.
I'm really liking this coordination from Akio. Whenever Fouls lands a tongue, Kotobi tries his hardest to be there and output as much damage as he can.
Yeah.
And late game, when Fouls has all his tongue upgrades, it's gonna melt Yuri. It's gonna absolutely decimate Yuri, so Love needs to watch out for that. And make sure to not get caught out too much.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I feel like late game, oh, big fight coming out there. Kotobi barely missed that. That was actually really, really close to a frag there. Just
yeah, Gib was only on 100 HP max. That was very close. Couple AAs.
Also, you're at 11:20 right now, right? 21, 22. Okay. I accidentally hit a timer button, but I was pretty sure I got it back to where it was. Right now, they're just kind of doing some neutral clear here. Not much really occurring. Game is working, picking up shield on AA, which is a really interesting pick. I can see how it works here, especially versus a Jimmy. He's giving up a significant amount of DPS because he's not getting attack speed. But what do you think about that?
I guess if he's at the front soaking up all the damage, it makes sense. That way Yuri can be in the back and come in after for the counter initiation. And hopefully Gib will be healthy enough in order to keep on fighting. So, you know, in that situation, it probably was a nice purchase.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And big, if they can get the tongue here, that should be a frag. Dang, he got the charge right before the silence hit him. That's unfortunate. Probably a little bit of lag there, because you know what I'm talking about, like whenever you're silenced, but they still get the ability off because they aren't silenced on their screen yet. I'm pretty sure that just saved Game is Broken's life there. Should get easy tongue there, and yeah, that's gonna be a frag. That is the silence tongue into silence speaking that I've been wanting to see all game, and Kotobi's going to live some great zoning coming out with Fouls, and now he's just actually going to get some free push. Fouls trying to deny the rotation as best as he can, and Game is Brooklyn doesn't really have anything to do there besides just you know, do his best to minimize the chip there. And Kotobi is taking a lot of damage. Big Black Hole, if he gets the tongue here, that might be significant, and that is just barely edging him out. Very bad decision on Game is Brooklyn's part to do the missile there when he was already CC'd and the Leon was on the way. That's going to be leaving Love in a 1v2 scenario, and they haven't actually had the opportunity to do much in a hot minute because they're kind of chain feeding now. They've yet to regroup. Time Ball is going to be used. Foul's not going to be in position to do a tongue. If he actually tongued in, well, like prep to mine there, he could tongue himself into a face mine and kill himself. So I think that's one of the reasons he didn't go for high risk, high reward, even though it was 1v2.
Yeah, can I double check what time you're at right now, Pillow?
31. 32.
Oh yeah, okay. That's cool. Yeah, like you say, Machiga has this amazing coordination, and they're always with each other. Gib and Love have been caught like out solo once or twice. They're playing amazingly well, and they have had really nice combination plays together. But I just like to see them reset, take a chill pill for a second, and sync up once again.
No, for sure. Well, there should be something coming out here. We have everyone kind of pretty far in, and abilities being used. Game is working going hard, knowing that that black hole's on cooldown. But Val's actually going in with the tongue, dealing a crap load of damage. That's that Morning Star and the backstab just kind of popping them. Missile barrage coming out from Game is working, doing his best to defend. And I think it's kind of interesting to also point out that the kills are even, but the push is significantly in favor of Machiga, and the reason that is because Game is Working died on defense. I'll just talk a little bit about what I think is kind of the worst thing that you can do in this game, is if your teammate is down, you literally don't want to try anything unless you're 200% sure it's going to be a productive, positive thing. Because Game is Broken died when when he was already just defending, waiting for Love to regroup. That put them in a really bad situation. That gave Machiga a lot of free reign. But now they're gonna take a fight. Century on the wrong side of this. He's gonna manage to try and get a little telefrag. Now Game is Broken trying to keep Fouls off. Everyone's in a kind of crappy situation, but ultimately they're gonna reset. Bowles is thinking about that tongue on love. He's really thinking. There it is. There you go. I love it. That's that Japanese ranged tongue, but he totally knew what he was trying to do, and love should have been cognizant of it. So it's like you can't blame that on lag. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and that body block might be so good. That's good.
Oh, Kotobi with a great body block.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. And now they're just doing their best to damage that. Gonna be another tongue. How often do you see like a Leon just like tongue a Jimmy and go in hard? Like,
not very often.
Yeah.
Like you say, with Jimmy's AA upgrades, it's a very risky play indeed. But I guess if he knows sentries with him, also outplaying damage, they can definitely out DPS to Jimmy. So
for sure, for sure.
That's how much trust Fowles has in Kotobi, definitely. Oh, nice back call here. Maybe if they can align it with the silence, something could happen. Well, game is broken picking up invis though. Fowles tracking him amazingly well. Ooh. Game is broken having to charge out.
Oh, if he had landed that tongue, but it was just a little bit too soon. Does get the poke there. They might try and do something here. That teleport didn't hit, but he's still getting a lot of auto attack damage off. That's just crazy. That numbers that we saw pop up on love was just literally the attack speed. That was actually insane. Take a further look at upgrades. We see cooldown coming out on Sentry, and we see attack speed coming out on Leon. Just kind of picking up more and more. We do see love.
Really good tongue by Fowles.
Yeah,
almost a kill him out there. Now Games Broken could go hard here, I think. Oh, I guess never mind.
I think in this situation. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So Kotobi has picked up cooldown on Teleburst, meaning that even after the fight, you'll have some. You know, sorry, after the abuse abilities, you'll still have some after fight left in him, because I believe it, like, means that there's only a 4-second period when he doesn't have his, like, insane boosted AA up, if I'm correct at least. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure, you know, there's only a 4-second time slot for Games Broken to go in hard.
They just use missiles and Telefrag. I think they can make a U-turn here, which they're trying to, and they do get that, but he manages to get the auto attack shield off, and still gonna have to charge out. Not much happening now. I feel like Game is Broken has missed a few opportunities just because he doesn't have danger pins. I really think that missing 200 something damage is really something he should pick up soon. It's just kind of like,
I agree.
Like he's definitely, I could definitely count at least one definitive like 100% kill if he had it. But then there's just other times in general where just like I feel like he just needs that combo at this point. He does not have enough number output. When you actually take a look at the upgrades. Overall, that's going to wait a second. There's going to be a charge coming out from Fowles. And then the time bubble. And then the black hole is 100% going to not get landed here. Actually, never mind. Game is broken. Falls back into it, which is really unfortunate. And then gets stung for the last hit, putting Love in a very bad situation. What I was going to point out is the damage upgrades. Collectively, there are 2 damage upgrades between Please Love. He doesn't even have both stages of auto attack damage. As that, and then Love has the Hubble Lens, which are both good high cost-effective upgrades, but like that is not enough. Like that, look at the amount of damage upgrades that the red team has. For example, you got Morningstar, backstab, attack speed, and then on Sentry, attack speed, you know, Starstorm statue, bug detector. It's just like Kotobi and Fowles buy mostly damage with the occasional utility upgrade, and Game is Love, they're building mostly a utility upgrades with the occasional damage upgrade, and it is not working out for them.
Yeah, in a sustained role, it would, you know, they're building the right kind of upgrades, but unfortunately they're playing against a Leon and Sentry, and although you might not think they have an incredible amount of burst, that might have to wait a second.
Gets the tongue? Like right here, like Fowles would die if there was danger pins and third auto attack or second, both auto attack damages in my opinion. And now he's gonna get tongued and like
really deep here. Ooh, is he gonna get out? Or is he
yeah, nice. And now there's gonna be a tongue here, and that's probably gonna be game.
Yeah, love over. Yeah.
There's
She
gonna
went
be your
in to
double
try
kill.
and save game, and it was just, you know, Yuri doesn't have the escape, unfortunately, to get out of that kind of situation.
And just to point it out, like I think like Leon was like 1 bar during that engagement, and so that literally means like if any of them had any more damage, then that would be a frag. So just goes to show you by damage. What else besides the build do you think Game is Broken Please Love could have done differently?
Maybe at times they could have been more aggressive. instead of waiting for them to overextend and going for charges, maybe if you had picked up danger pins, they could have charged in with Titan Bubble, and then made something of that. That might have worked out in certain situations. You know, it's really hard for them playing against this Leon, but there are definitely other things they could have done in that situation. You know, what about you? What do you think?
Well, definitely like that death on defense was really, really bad, and that that cost Please Love that early game and gave a lot of control to the entirety of the red team, and then they had a few sloppy fights, and in general, just getting caught out alone by Tongue into Black Hole a bit too much. They were sometimes just not really aware of where Leon was, which, being aware of an invisible knot, especially, versus, Fouls, easier said than done, but just in general, those were some of the ways that Fouls was fighting the frags and picking them up. So they did a better job of trying to figure out where Fouls was, or, maybe putting mines to, into positions that made it more difficult for them to find the frags. Then that's also something that they could have focused on. I definitely think the primary one was just not having enough damage, though. I mean, you have to buy damage, especially in 2v2, because you don't have that extra third knot to help you frag.
Yeah, knots is all about damage, let's be real. Damage is almost mandatory in most situations, so I'd like to see more damage upgrades being picked up by Game is Love.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Game 2 of Game is Love versus Machiga. welcome back everybody to Game 2 of Game is Love versus Machiga. This is our winners finals match, and if Machiga can pull out the win on this one, they will be making it to Grand Finals. With that said, the match was AI 205. You got Love playing Scolder, Game is Birkin playing Cassinia, and you have Kotobi playing Lone Star, and you got Battles playing Max Focus. And friendly reminder, guess who you think is going to win into the chat. If you guess correctly, you're going to be eligible for a giveaway after the match. Stewie, what you thinking about these comps, sir?
Okay, well, first off the bat, I want to say Love is on her main. You know, this is the character that she has the most games with, and she's, you know, very comfortable on this, so it's a comfort pick. I like that. Although her matchup, in my opinion, isn't very good. It's really hard for Scoldy, especially on an open map like II, to land any decent punches and throws on the max, as long as they're spacing correctly.
Yeah,
Also, Lone Star has pretty much a get out of jail free card with the ball. So it's going to be tough, but I think Ksenia has a pretty nice matchup, so I reckon they can make it work.
Yeah, Cassinia can kind of screw over the Max, especially because she can, from stealth, I think, do vertical knockback, which is really funny versus Max, but in general, Cassinia is okay here, but Scolder, I don't really understand. I get that it's Love's main, but at the same time, as you mentioned, she is just ridiculously hard counter here. I don't think she's going to land many throws, and usually I think Game is Love is really good about picking stuff that's really difficult to deal with once you're thrown. But like here, normally they run like Scolder Nurple, Scolder Yuri, Scolder Sentry. Like throw into those is a lot scarier than throw into Cassinia. I don't think it's good, but it is not as deadly as we're used to, or you know, as guaranteed of a frag as we're used to seeing out of them in their comp. So it'll be interesting how it goes. I don't think Cassinia is in general that amazing of a knot on AI. They will have great drop down power, but I don't think that's going to be enough. That might give them a couple of early game frags, but whether or not they'll be able to translate that into a victory, I'm not sure. On the other hand, so far I've kind of really been talking about from the perspective of Game itself. From the perspective of Machiga, I think they're going to be able to run around, they're going to be pretty mobile, and they're going to be able to fight a lot of free push. They are two very ranged knots. The Lone Star, one of the very best pushers in doubles, versus two melee knots. So there's going to be a lot of times where I feel like they're going to be able to get free push because Cassinia won't be able to go into mid without losing half her health, and they'll be able to move those joints on up to the turret. So I feel like Game is Love have to constantly find frags or they lose, and that's also just not their play style, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially, this is one thing to note. Since Machiga is Japanese and Game is Love is Russian, there's going to be a little bit of a ping difference. And, like you say, they need to be aggressive here, because you kind of need to be aggressive into lag, otherwise you get picked off more than, you know, you would expect. Especially last game, if you play defensively, you might space a normal Leon tongue, but if you get hit by a laggy Leon tongue, then you're going to die a lot. But if you go aggressive into it, you might catch them off guard. So that's something I'd like to see this game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Anyways, if you're ready, I am ready to get into the game, sir.
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go and go.
Okay, 38-second mark. Would you like to give us the countdown?
Yeah, sure thing. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. Again, we got Game is Birkin playing the Cassinia, and we got Love playing the Scolder. On the blue side of things, we got Kotobi playing the Lone Star, and you got Fowls playing the Max Focus. Immediately, you kind of see what I'm talking about here. Like, Game is Birkin trying to do some shit, but they're taking a wager that, yeah, Kotobi's not even paying attention to Game is Birkin. He's just going to immediately do the dynamite there. And they're going to be able to clear this pretty back, and right there, Game is Birkin and Love have to just kind of wait on the droids, whereas Kotobi and Fells are a lot better suited to proactively clear the droids when they meet in mid. And I think that alone, as long as they don't get thrown, is going to mean a lot. Game is Birkin just tried to go into mid, and he was stealth and went to like 1/3 of his HP. Right now, he's using knives on creeps rather than on Fowls just to stay alive. Throw coming out on Max Focus. Not much really happening as a result, though. I mean, the dude's full health. So far, nothing really occurring.
Yeah, you can tell, though, the difference in the matchup definitely being in Machiga's favor so far. Oh, a nice throw from Love, although there's no follow-up, and no damage early game. Both Scoldy. He takes a little while to get going. So, maybe in 10 minutes that could have turned into something, but at the moment nothing happens of it.
Alrighty. Anyways, with that said, just kind of standard defense going on here. Not much really occurring in terms of plays from each other. Cassinia and Scolder trying to do their best to put some pressure on Lone, but I mean, Fouls walks forward, Love has to go back. Cassinia, it did practically get some clear there, but got a little bit of chip. I think that's avoidable for Machiga, but it doesn't really matter. I think Gamers Love knows how desperate they are going to be for push, especially late game. So I mean, that's why you see, for example, Gamers Sparking going in to hit the turret with literally 2 knives, for example. So
yeah, maybe he knows Foul's going back as well. It's pretty much some free push at that point, so he needs to keep up that chip on the turret, definitely.
And nothing really occurring here. Oh, that's going to be a throw. This might be significant. Now he landed on the platform, so he's pretty safe. Game is broken, taking some damage. He's going to be able to chill. Nice dynamite coming out from Katobi. That's going to be from LA. Oh, but that's going to be the first blood through into the fire. And that's going to be leaving Katobi in 1v2 advantage. Or disadvantage. Yeah, great advantage.
Nice timing of the throw there into the fire. Fals didn't really have any options. If he had gone down, he would have just hidden. Like,
yeah, Love would have lasted that 100%. I do think he should have tried to go down, because I mean, I know Love wasn't going to choke there, but I mean, obviously you're going to take the fire damage. There's 0 chance that you're not. So, you know, going by Love, I guess is the 99% chance you die rather than the 100. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Oh, that's going to be a frag. Kind of bad throw there. Gimmelsberger trying to figure out what he can do, but that was nice, and that's going to be tying back up the game 1-1. And we'll see how much push they get off here, but I think it will be a lot more than you would think the others would be capable of.
Gimmelsberger goes down as well.
Yeah, that's just dying on defense. I understand the Lone Star was low and that he can't do much to defend, but as I mentioned last game, like, the worst mistake you can make in this game is die on defense. Even though Love is back in lane now, like, they have so much, that turret went to half, and they just have so much advantage as a result. They also forgot to clear bottom lane, and so their bottom lane turret on blue side did go to half also. But either way, it's just something you really, really don't want to die on defense, like, ever. Damage trades coming out from Gimmelsberger and Katobi. They're both going to get back to full health. Love, if she had been a little bit more forward on trying to find that throw, that could have been really, really significant. Slightly too passive.
Might have put her at risk of a bolt in as well.
Yeah,
so.
She would have hit Lone though, I think. She like read it right, but just wasn't sure if she should actually commit on that spacing.
Yeah.
And right now, nothing much happened, just kind of neutral clearing. Again, kind of the usual here. You know, game is broken, has to clear when the droids are advancing on this turret, while Lone Star just clears in mid, and that's something that's we're gonna be seeing all game. I think he's thinking about coming through. Yeah, actually, Kobe wants to go pop off himself, and that'll keep him nice and chunky. Foul's trying to figure out the angle here to get something to start going. They're having to be really careful on the spacing. Foul's toss down his abilities, and they're going to take top lane as a result. And now they're going to have push going down both lanes, and that is something that, yeah, going to be Brazil and Chip. They're going to get Scene Illumination, Dynamite off that turret. That's going to be another bar. Game is working, trying to make the ganks happen. Gets Katobi down to half, but Love is not there to follow up.
They just need to connect again and sync up a bit more. Because Game is Broken is finding these, you know, he's poking them down and stuff. But unfortunately, nothing can come of it because their other lane's pushed. Yeah. Like you say, it's a lot easier for the blue team to clear. So it's harder for red team to sync up, unfortunately. Which that comp kind of requires.
Let's take a second and talk about the builds. Considering we see damage on her knives in a stage of region. On Scolder we see stun, range, and heal on punch. And on Max we see attack speed, we see damage. She's building AA and also some utilities. On Lone Star we see missile, lifesteal, and dynamite. Piggy nonetheless. And that's going to wait a second. Time ball coming out here. Lots of damage actually coming out on the blue team. They're going to force back a little bit. That might translate into some push for the red team. Actually, no. They're going to be able to defend that very well. That's 2 melees versus pushes right there. They win a fight and push the enemy team back, but they still get 0 push as a result. But yeah, so what do you think about the builds?
Yeah, I like Love's pickup there for the range punch. You know, it might catch them off guard. Just in general, also the lag, you know, and that kind of required, like, red team needs to find throws just like that. That was a lovely throw from Love.
Yeah, it was.
Nice kill. Yeah, red team needs to find those pickoffs, and hopefully range punch will allow it. So I think that's a very smart pickup from Love there.
I mean, it helps right there. Though I do question, like, okay, so one thing that I think is like a play, I guess, that you can make in Awesome Nods is that if you pick up something like range punch early, you lose the shock factor of getting it later. Like, you get people accustomed to your punch spacing all game, and then you go in hard with range punch, all of a sudden you can catch someone. For example, like, you see frogs do that sometimes with Arbe, like, they get Arbe is their literal last upgrade, and no one's bothering to look, and they can catch them by surprise, whereas opposed if you have an upgrade that is kind of a paradigm shift, so to speak, like range punch early game, you never get to catch them off guard with it late game when you suddenly buy it.
Yeah, in late game, those, you know, those kills that you would get by catching them off guard are also more important.
Definitely.
So, yeah, you're right. Maybe it would have been nice to save that in the back, but, you know, hopefully it'll help them get through the other game, because they're struggling at the moment, so maybe they thought it was
I mean,
the upgrade they needed to change the tone of the game.
If it gives them kills, you know, that's great, you know. We can theory craft all day about what the kills would look like, I guess, if they did. But late game Love, it's in a really bad situation. Is she done? By the way, she just kind of got cut out there. I think she was going a little bit too hard, but she doesn't have oily. Is kind of the major thing there, and without having that or any other form of damage, she just wasn't able to go as hard on Scolder as she wanted to, even though she was landing all of her punches in her throw.
Yeah.
Now
it was a great pull. A great ball from Katobi though to catch both Game Spoken and Love off guard and to put them in a bad position, especially as the fire start. So, well played from Machiga.
For sure. And now, I mean, look at Game is Broken. He's literally going to half, or to 2 bars, just trying to clear flyers. Ksenia versus Flyers is a very, very painful matchup. Love doing her best to try and get some heal off there, and she's going to miss the throw, and now she's going to be dead, and that's going to bring the kills 4-2. And that level advantage is, okay, it's going to quickly go. There's going to be some chip on top, because Game is Broken did clear that first, but I mean, he can't even start to defend bottom, and that's going to be another turret there. I mean, past 2 kills, each kill has translated into a turret. He has to go back, so yeah, Machiga might go for a little bit of push here. They will. They do need to be aware of Ksenia's stealth, and they are aware. They're trying to make the dynamite prediction. Doesn't quite make it. So right now we're in that situation where I think we're really starting to see that melee versus range discrepancy. What can Game is Love be doing right now to kind of play around that?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult for them. Maybe when they have their full combos up, if they try and catch Machiga off guard, maybe with a nice drop, like you say, if they can push the droids back, I think they really need to find some kills soon. Otherwise, this game's just going to be, you know, very in Machiga's favor. Yeah. Oh, a really nice play coming up from, you know, Game is Broken in Love.
Yeah,
they find a nice there in Katobi.
Yeah, they kind of overextended through that little choke point. I feel like in footsie knot, so to speak, kind of the main choke points is each people are like on opposite sides of where the tier 1 turrets were for the team, and they just get. And Machiga just tried to kind of push through that bottom side, and even though Scolder got really low, she managed to, you know, get throw, get quake, etc., and hang in there with the health, and that gave Ksenia ample time to go in there and counter initiate and pick up a frag. But like, look at this, they don't have any droids. They're trying their best to get something like, you know, you know, solar wise, they're not really that far behind, but like, for example, Machiga was literally getting a turret a kill, and here they just got a couple little bars. So they did finish off the bottom, I guess, but that was pretty much free.
I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but it was very cheeky from Fowls. He was teleporting behind the turret while the Ksenia was invis. Maybe he was trying to bait the Ksenia into going for some turret damage. It was, yeah, that would have been nice. I'm not sure if that was his intention, but, you know, it was smart either way.
And ooh, that dynamite was really close. That was some nice tracking off the jump pad coming out from Toby. Just barely didn't hit that.
Oh, nice throw from Love onto Fowls. Fowls extremely low now, but the time's still gonna save him. Love's still brawling. Okay, nothing's gonna come of it.
Yeah, they're just kind of poking back and forth, trying to keep each other in check. Throw damage coming out on Love. I really don't know how much throw damage is gonna help out with talk about right now because it doesn't add that much, and I don't know. I think they need something more constant. What do you think?
I kind of agree, but I also think that blue team's so squishy that if Love is finding those throws, it's a guaranteed pick-off every time. Just like that. That was really nice.
Yeah, that was clean. Like, that kind of made me eat my words. Even then, though, like, Game is Broken really had to go on the hunt for the cleanup, and even if she had, like, Gnome, for example, I don't think they would have had to deal with that.
But I think, you know, since blue team have got such a small health pool, landing these throws, especially with throw damage, is gonna almost always like end up in a kill. So you know, I do think that's the kind of path that Skullbeard should be building at the moment. Since they've already got all the punch upgrades, you know, making it easier to land those throws as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's also worth noting, you know, no, this is a spot for grand finals. Please Love is going to have to fight their way through losers finals if they lose this match. Or Please Love, I always want to call them that I have to remember it's Game is Love now. yeah, but
yeah, I keep making the same mistake.
So they're definitely playing like very, very careful, but I really think they just kind of the draft, even though the kills are even. I mean, again, just taking a look at the push difference numbers here, it's just kind of really in favor of the blue team. Which I know I've mentioned that, but it's just, I can't stress it enough. Like, and we're also going to see some droid chip coming up on the top, which isn't good. They will clear it off, but that just is kind of, I think, testament to the amount of map control that the blue team has. They are walking down that top lane, though. How can Machiga start a big initiation that results in a frag without getting thrown?
Honestly, I think the easiest way to do it would probably be bait in a throw and punish with time slow. I've seen that happen once or twice so far, and you know, Scoldia really can't do much after using throw and in a time slow. I think, or either that, or hopefully wait for a good opportunity to bowl, because that has been the kill conditions for Machiga so far.
What do you think about what specifically should they do to like bait out the throw? Like, is it just kind of like walking at Skull and then just kind of jumping back before you fully commit?
I guess Max can kind of dance around Scoldia, so maybe that would be the way to do it. Because Max, in my opinion, is a hard counter to Scoldia, especially on such an open map like this. So I'd like to see maybe Faust be a bit more ballsy with the play, you know, the Max.
Right. Chat stopped pointing out, your boy Arby's pointed out there's no boots or oily on Skull. I actually don't think boots is super mandatory here, though it would help a lot. I think Love is really missing the, like, for example there, the oily there would have saved her life. 100% if she had oily or boots, were just one of the two. If she had boots, she would have lived, but I don't think kill. And if she had oily, she would have killed Faust there.
Yeah, that's some very ballsy play from Machiga right there. They chased the Scoldy all the way to the turret. Unfortunately, Game is Broken didn't have all the scissors or his combo up to punish them, but yeah, I'm glad. It worked out for them. So
yeah, they could have gone either way. It was actually really easy for Love to live on HP there and then Faust die, but just unfortunate. He's doing his best to stay alive. Well, he should land a throw there, but it's kind of due to the lag more than anything. He doesn't get thrown until after he takes the jump pad. Now Game is Broken in a really bad spot. Oh, they're so low. Is Love gonna attempt? Love is not gonna attempt to clean up. Okay, they were both like.
No, I think that was smart from Love, because if for some reason they had managed to land a good time slow or bowl, that would have just resulted.
Well, either one of them died to a single third hit, but the main way I saw it going bad for Love is if Lone Star managed to like throw dynamite that hit her and droids, and then he would have killed up a bit. Yeah. It's unfortunate though, and again, just to stress, like if she had oily, double kill there, 100%.
I don't think Love ever gets oily.
Does she?
Maybe in like rare instances, but I think she skips boots and oily on Scoldia. It's just a personal build.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, either way, her personal build I think cost her a double kill.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the best build, but you know that's what she's used to playing, and it's a comfort pick, so yeah, I can respect it. Nice pick off there on Faust.
that was just the full Ksenia combo going on to max, and that was the kind of that vertical drop down that I was talking about in the pregame draft. Just, you know, there's nothing that Max could really do there, and just Game of Broken kind of going to town, and that's going to be a nice bullpen and dynamite. Game of Broken unfortunately wasn't able to get out of the draft there, and that's just going to be another free frag coming out for the red team. Is he going to pick up the 1v2 double there? No. Okay. I thought Love was good, then she kind of got stuck on the wall, and I was like, yeah? Katobi just kind of going to town on this turret. Turret, a lot more free push than, for example, Love and Game is Broken get whenever they try to go for free on that top turret, which they still haven't gotten to even half yet. That's going to be the bottom turret going down in favor of Machiga, and Game is Broken is going to footsie on a little bit and try and clear up, and Machiga just kind of janitor duty on some droids that they missed, and then they'll probably go in, and one more clean team fight, and they should be good for grand finals. I think if they get a wipe, then they can win. If they get a single pickoff, they get a single frag, like, around this spot of the map, should they go for top or go for base?
I'd actually... it's a tough call. It depends on the situation, but I'd probably edge them to go for base, honestly.
Yeah.
They're a level ahead right now, you know, both their nodes have really good movement, and if it was, say, only the Scoldia left, then they should 100% go for base in that instance.
Yeah.
Big fight coming out here.
Yeah. Lots of damage being dealt. Love throws the droid off. Super droid there. I have to deal with that super droid in just a moment. We have double teleports coming in, but Machiga is just going for jungle and droids there, so they got time. It's kind of like, okay, so yeah, obviously if they take that top turn and open up the map, that's great. However, especially in doubles, but in regular mode too, that's going to wait a second. Bullet at time, so Love taking a lot of damage. Doesn't get picked off with the jump out. I thought that we might see some dynamite going out there. Yeah, I don't think Ksenia is not going to be. Oh, she might. Nah, Palace has gotten too much health, so she's just going to toss knives out at Katobi and run away. If they can get Game of Love's base low, the amount of pressure you have by just getting your enemy team's base really low is actually so insane. Because if you just walk past them and they don't stop you, then you pretty much just win the game, and they have to teleport back and drop everything they're doing instantly. So if they can get that to happen, then that's not going to be good. You know, that would pretty much be a win condition at this point, because I don't think that Game of Love is going to be able to overcome that pressure. Right now, I really think they have to find a frag. They can't go through that choke point. They'll lose that fight, but they need to figure out a way to cleanly initiate a fight, which they might just drop down here. I think they could. Yeah, like, for example, right there, like, if you rewind, like, 5 seconds, like, I feel like Game is Broken, Love could have walked down there and then try to start a fight, but even here, they're actually beating up Palace a lot. Not able to find the last hits. They just need to find a way to start that fight without just walking straight down. Katobi actually taking a lot of fire damage, which is smart.
It was either that or a punch.
Yeah. Yeah, and punch would have 100% been in a throw into a death. They have droids to pick up, to clean up. Love is going to go take care of those, the ones that are headed towards the base. Which I think that... Oh, okay, never mind, though. I was thinking, did they skip over each other? But, nah, they just... red droids, won. Yeah.
Game is Broken picking up more silence on the... on his AA after rolling. I mean, I think that's nice against Lone Star. It's a very good pickup at this point of the game. Hopefully, he can upgrade his combo enough to the point where he can insta-kill blue team, since this is squishy. I think that's something they could bring Please Love back into the game.
For sure, for sure. What's that upgrade being picked up there? Is that... we see Banish... that's kind of interesting that that upgrade is there. Every scissor that Ksenia lands does decrease the Banish. I have noticed a lot of times it feels like she runs out of scissors, and she does have Fury Blowout. Now I do think there's an upgrade on the Banish row, which he's taking one upgrade, the Silent Duration, but there's an upgrade where basically your scissor recharge time is increased or decreased by 50% when you're banished. Game is Broken can utilize that combo to get those last snipes that I think he's been desperately wanting. Then, because there's been a lot of times where he goes in for Ksenia combo and gets them 1 HP, like right here. Yeah, that should be a frag, yeah. Awesome. Very clean frag, and both both players are like full HP, they should be going very hard on turret right now if they can make it there.
They should either be going hard on a turret or
Oh.
hard on Kotobi. They're kind of in between at the moment.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate that Love wasn't able to find any throws there, but it is what it is. Game is working do a little bit of back clearing. That will make Lone Star pick between defending the top or bottom. Gonna go for the bottom. Yeah, Love has to clean up droids. That's how power push they are. They aren't gonna get any push as a result out of this. Is, you know, Game is working even trying to figure out if he can like toss scissors at a turret, and the answer is no. They really need to find an opportunity to push, but it is just not there.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Right here, I think they should drop down 100%.
Yeah, if they go for a fight here while they still have map control, they'll hopefully get their droids pushed up in time and they can actually...
But they're losing.
Yeah, 'cause-
They fell back to that same choke point, and any fight that happens there. But now, actually, they're trying to take it there. There's going to be a bubble, there's going to be a time slow, and...
Love missing the throw,
yeah,
unfortunately, so...
very unfortunate. That's going to result in her death. If she landed that throw, I think Kotobi and Fowles would have gotten very heavily punished for it. Because that would have dealt a lot of damage to them. Now, this might just be game. I don't really think there's much Game Working can defend. He does get them pretty low, but I mean, look at that number exchange, and look at that base. It's just exploding.
Yeah, he really does have to go in here and try and find a frag on Faust. Oh,
there
okay,
you
he
go.
finds the frag on Faust. That's well played. Maybe they might have one more shot, but like you say, the pressure is going to be immense on them right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he can find the silence, maybe. Love didn't get that throw, which is really unfortunate. It was really needed here. Kotobi might just... Okay, Kotobi should be able to finish this.
Love's dead,
He's
yeah.
killing here, yeah. That was actually interesting, by the way, because he was trying to time the jumps. He waited for Love to go to peak jump and then threw the dynamite at the ground, and she fell into it. That was the way he picked up that Tarag. Just kind of interesting looking at kind of the little niche ways that he deals with that. Look at the... he's actually going for the lifesteal off the dynamite, which is kind of keeping him in this. He should be... Oh yeah, I forgot the Lone Star can do that.
Yeah, he has boom and build inside. So.
Yeah.
That should
Go
be
Fouls!
oh well. Yep.
Alright, well, that's going to be a very clean 2-0. Honestly, without ever really being in a bad situation at most points of the entire match of the series for Machiga, and they just made grand finals. And it's kind of significant. Of all the tournaments that there's ever been, I don't think Pals or Kotobi have ever made grand finals, so it's going to be really interesting to see that.
Yeah, this is that tournament though. The 2v2, they have amazing coordination, which is crucial in the 2v2.
Absolutely. I don't think we have our losers final contested yet. I think that's still I think losers semis is going down right now. But what should I know we're saying, hey, don't pick melees, but what in particular should we kind of see coming out draft wise from Game as Love and their loser final in this match, in your opinion?
Well, I do like going for comfort picks in 2v2. I think it's a good way to go about it. But when you're picking a Skoldia into, Max and Lone Star, it's never, spells Zoom for you. I'd like to see maybe some range builds coming out from Gamers 11, because range builds in 2v2 can kind of, you can hopefully push the turrets easier, which was the main issue for them. Because they're finding the frags, I just like to see them, have the access to the push as well. So
Yeah,
hopefully
sure.
some more range picks.
Yeah, definitely. But either way, very again clean set coming out from Machiga. Anyways, we're gonna take a short break and we'll get into our next series. So you guys don't want to go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Ciao. You off? Hello? Okay, my bad. Sorry.